Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to my channel. So a lot of people were asking for something that's from Japan and it's a legendary JDM car. So today I have the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 10. So let's do the full in-depth review of this beast. So the Mitsubishi Evolution, what is this? So let me explain what is the Evolution or Evo meaning. So Mitsubishi makes this car, the Evolution, for their full sports lineup. So this is like a race car for the roads, the legal race car for your roads. So they started this at October 2007 with the EVO 1, and there are successfully 10 generations of the EVO, and this is the 10th and final generation of the Evolution. So no more Evolution coming from Mitsubishi. So this is one of the very special unit in Bangladesh that you can see. It has a lot of fittings and a carbon fiber wing. I'm going to explain that in a second, but let me just explain to you guys what is Mitsubishi, what are they going through with this. This is their proper raw race car. A lot of people don't know how to drive it, that's why they crash, but this is a very hard to drive car. So make sure you know how to drive when you drive. So now let's show you the full front fascia of this car. So this car's width is 71 inches, and first let me show you the key of the car. So this is the key. You could see your Mitsubishi badge there, and you have some buttons, so your lock, unlock, and your boot opening. So now I'm going to show you the front of the car. So I'm going to get inside, turn on these projector setup headlights. So here we get inside, and then there are the lights on. This is the hazard, this is the high beam, this is the high beam off. Now if I come outside for showing you guys the lights. Sorry, I dropped the key. So the first thing we have to keep in our minds, this is not a car that is made for luxury or fanciness. This is a raw sports car for the roads. So simple headlights, you have your projector setup, this is for your high beam, this is for your hazards, and this is your parking light. But if the Evolution or this car had a daytime running light, then it would be a daytime running light, it's not a parking light. But this car has a parking light on the side, and because this is the Australian spec, you have the side reflector. For more safety for their roads, they need this. You have this orange reflector at the side. You have headlight washers too, so washing the headlights so it stays clean all the time. And now let's talk about the front bumper. You could see this part is fully open. You have the intercooler of the car, that's from ETS, and this is a raw rally car, and you could truly drive this in the road. And on either side, on that side you have your oil cooler, and on this side you have your another radiator. You have Road King Motors number plate at the center. Thanks to them for providing this car to me, so I could do a full in-depth review of it. You have the Mitsubishi logo at the center, and it's just truly really aggressive from the front end. Now let's check out what is powering the Mitsubishi EVO. So now I'm going to show you the engine of the Evolution. So I'm going to get inside from the driver's side and open the hood. So there's the button, and here we come. And then there. So because this is a raw rally car, there's no hydraulic struts on this car. There's the strut for lightweight, because how light the car is, how better it's going to be on performance. So let's talk about this engine. This is a really developed engine from Mitsubishi. It's a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine with a lot of things in it. First of all, if you guys come here, this is your turbo intercooler from ETS. So there, and then you have your ETS blow-up valve here. You have your engine, so you could see turbo Mitsubishi, and because it's a 4-cylinder, you have your 4-cylinder signs, and the engine actually looks very raw and very nice. It just looks like it has a lot of power under the hood. So now let's talk about the power output. So it has 290 horsepower. That is actually really much power, and 366 Newton meters of torque. It is all-wheel drive. You can get 2 transmission, a 5-speed manual, or the one that is in this car, a 6-speed SST dual clutch. Because on this car, this is not like a fully performance car as the E63 or M5. This is a 2-liter rally car that is actually made for rally driving, but they made a street legal version too. But I can't drive manual, so I'm doing the review of the automatic. And if you need this Evolution 10, you can contact with Road King Motors. I'm going to link their Facebook page in the description. This hood is fully aluminum for lightweight, and you could see aluminum used here because this actually gets really hot, so it doesn't burn the paint of the engine. Now let's close it. So there we go. Just get it closer, and it takes a lot of time because I don't have that much energy. So first of all, you have a hood scoop on the car right here. You can see that is functional, and these are also functional. These get out the hot air from the engine and get cool air inside, so it could give you maximum of performance. You have two windshield wiper washers on the hood, so classic way, and the windshield wiper is not rain sensing, but it is fully workable and works a lot. I mean, it's a good job when it works. Now let's check out the car's side profile. So the length of this car is 177 inches. Now let's show you the wheel. So on this car you get BBS wheels that are forged, so these are lightweight wheels and very good when you drive. You have your 4-piston brakes at the front that are Brembo, and Brembo is one of the best braking company in the world. So you could see your red calipers and your 6-piston brake. The disc of the brake are ventilated, and if we come to the suspension of the car, so that's McPherson Strut suspension with coil springs. And to be honest, this is not a car that is made for comfort, but when you drive this car, you forget about everything. So you have this side treatment that are for good looks, but not actually functional. And now if we come at the center, first of all, I forgot this, you have your hazards light here. The mirror is simple, you just see from the side because this is a raw car, so there's not a lot of luxury features on it. You have rain shades because it's a Japanese domestic model, it's a Japanese car. And if we come to the side skirt, this car is really low. You can see you have the brand for the side skirt, and because of this, the car is more lowered, so it looks more nicer. And you have your mud flaps at the front and the rear too. Everything is just raw about this car. You have these chrome treatments on the side, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the side. Now let's come to the back. So the back wheels are same as the front because it's a all-wheel drive car, but the rear brake calipers are more smaller, but these are Brembos, and the rear suspension is multi-link with coil springs. It has a LSD too, a limited slip differential. Now let's check out the rear. So the height of this car is 58 inches. Now I'm going to get inside and turn on these rear lights. I really love this rear lights because I used to play a game, it's Need for Speed. I know a lot of people used to play, and this is one of the best cars in their game. That's how I know about the Evolution 10, and it is one of my dream cars that I'm going to get soon. So now let's get inside and turn on the rear lights. So get inside with the hazard, and here we come outside. So you have your hazards here. These are your braking lights. This is your reversing light. Good design. Come down, you have your reflectors here. And if we talk about the down part first, you have your Tomei's straight pipe exhaust that is really loud. Because when I came on this car, I just heard the exhaust is just good. You have Road King Motors number plate at the center. If you need this car, contact with them. You have your Evolution MR written because MR is the Australian spec and the other one is the Japanese spec. From the rear, it is really aggressive. It has this carbon fiber wing that is aftermarket, but it makes the car look more aggressive. And you have the branding right here, so everything is from good quality and it's branded there. On the rear windshield, you have the company's name of the exhaust, so Tomei, right there. And you have your radio antenna, and that's it. This is actually your upper stop brake light. And now let's see is the Evolution practical. So for opening the boot, you could just do it from the key. And there. Then you can open it, and very careful with the wing. So you have 400 liters of storage here. If you check out the underfloor storage, you just have your tire repair kit down there and a cloth for cleaning up the car. And if I come to the other side, this car has a Rockford sound system, and this is the subwoofer at the rear. And for filling up the windshield wiper fluid, you have to do it from here, and the battery of the car is at the rear for the weight distribution of the car. That's pretty much it. Now let's get inside the Evolution. So now let's get inside the rear seats of the car. So because it's a 4-door raw rally car, you have rear seats that are comfortable. You have leather and you have ISOFIX anchor points. any center armrest with 2 cup holders. Decent amount of comfort, and that's pretty much it. You just sit on it and enjoy your ride. Now if I come to the door, you have your door handle, chrome treatments. This is for window opener, grab handle, bottle holder, and your speaker. Now let's get into the front. So I didn't say the competitors of the Evolution. So the direct competitor of this car from Japanese market is the Honda Civic Type R and the Subaru WRX STI. Now let's get inside the front. So first let's start with the dash. First of all, you have your SRS airbag here, and then you have your AC vent. You have this gloss black treatment here with metallic finish. You have your glove box with decent amount of room. So on this car you have Recaro bucket seats that are manually adjustable, but these really hug you when you're driving fast. So now let's come to the sunroof. The sunroof visor is manually operated, but the sunroof is powerfully opened and it fully works. So there, and for closing it, just there. Now let's come to the center. So you have your manual parking brake right there. You have heated seats for the driver and the passenger there. And then you have your AFS off and your all-wheel drive system. So it's AWC. So these are actually really, for the senior drivers. So don't use that if you are a kid. You have your dual clutch SST written here. And this is the gear. So for reverse, you have to pull this, then put it to reverse, then neutral, and then drive. And for park, just pull this and get it all the way to park. If you open this, you have the ashtray and e-cigarette lighter. If you open this, you have a little phone holder and controls for this CD output. These are where you want the air, so leg and all those, and your rear windshield heater in front. And this is for the wind speed for your AC. This is the temperature, and then this is for your wind blower. This is the meter, and then this is for your PSI for the turbo, so PSI reader from HKS. This is your entertainment system, so you can listen to CDs and all those. You have 2 AC vents too. This is your rear view mirror that is not auto dim for lightweight, but you could flick it out. 2 lights up here, and you have your vanity mirrors. That's pretty much it. Now let's come to the steering. So the steering is fully leather strapped. You have your controls for volume and skipping track and mode for the air condition, and you have your all safety systems for the car. The paddle shifters are collar mounted, so it's more sportier and it looks amazing, and it's very nice to hold them too. The steering wheel is manually adjustable, so for that we have to just get this down and it's just tilted there. So how you want, you can adjust it. On this side you have your hazards and your windshield wiper. You have your hazards and high beam controls, and over this side you have your windshield wiper controls. And one thing that I forgot, this is actually for the driving modes of the car. So if you guys see at the RPM that I'm going to show you now. So first of all, this is your speedo. Top speed is 300 km/h. That is amazing for this car. Then you have your seatbelt monitor because we're sitting on the car but not wearing the seatbelt. You have your parking brake sign and the lights on, that's why. And on this side you have your RPM, so it redlines in 7,000 like straight up. And to be honest, this car can get up to 300 plus horsepower. That is amazing for this car. You have your outside temperature and your trip A. This is your fuel gauge, that's your engine temperature gauge. This is the mileage of the car, this is the gear. And if you change the driving modes, so there it says sport, there it says normal, and that's it. If you see up here, there's another gauge. This is actually for your turbo PSI gauge, so how much boost the turbo has. And that's it. Now let's show you the door. You have your Twitter too on the door. Now let's show you the door. You have your vent for defogging the windows. Then you have your AC vent. Then you have your turbo timer. You have your traction control button here. And you have your dead pedal, brake pedal, and gas pedal. Everything is sports pedals. This is for opening the hood. And this is for opening the boot and the fuel tank. And the seats are fully bucket and very sporty. Then you have your Lancer Evolution side plates. And now let's come to the door. So first of all, you have your Twitter. Then you have your door handle. Then you have this nice treatment. You have your soft touch material, grab handle, window openers, window lockers, and exterior mirror controls. This is for your bottle holder. This is your speaker. Now if I come out the car, so one more thing that I forgot to show you, the fuel tank. So I'm going to come to that. But if you need this car, you can contact with Road King Motors. I'm going to link their Facebook page at the description. And if you guys ask for the price is 50 lakhs, slightly negotiable. Now let's go to the fuel tank, because there's an important thing there. On the normal Lancer, the fuel tank is circle, but on the Evolution, it's square. And it has the 55-liter fuel tank. And there we are done with the review, so now I'm good to go and head out with the car.